One of the things that I do not like about this show is the constant need for them to make us feel sorry for the main bad guys, right? So the main bad guys, the Queen Dowager and the um Inspector General. Like, I do not feel sorry for them. No matter how much you try to spin it, I don't care for them. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another review on the Review Garden. So, in episode 19, they're like, "Oh, the Inspector General is not the one who killed the girl's mom." Okay, he may have not stabbed her, but he's the one who killed her. Because you mean to tell me, okay, so that thing happened with the previous king, right? So he stole his woman, right? So he went to go, unalive himself, and the girl found him and she healed him, and he um and he went and learned how to be a physician from the girl's father, right? They get married, they have a child. This man tells me, okay, you meet the other woman that you loved all this time, right? And then for some reason, okay, she tries to kill herself too. But like, for that reason, you bring her into your home when you know you have a wife and a daughter. You take the Queen Dowager from the castle with the crazy king. Like, are you freaking kidding me? With the crazy king, you bring her to your home with your daughter and your wife. No, you killed her because you put her in danger. Don't come over telling me, his fate was this. He sacrificed his wife for you. Like, fuck you. Like, no. This whole series is just crazy to me. Like, what the hell? No, he still killed her. He put her in danger, and for no reason. If you wanted to save the Queen Dowager, you could have brought her anywhere but your home with your baby. Like, no. So now, the girl is supposed to forgive him? No, because everything he did was so that he could be with the Queen Dowager. He didn't care about his daughter. Even as she grew up, he doesn't care about the daughter. His main objective, his main protection is the Queen Dowager. And now that they are having their own baby, that's who he cares about. He doesn't care about his daughter. So, like, I'm I'm sorry, but I don't feel sorry for you. All of y'all need to freaking die by the end of the thing, or you need to get punished because, like, what, or get get banned or something, because like y'all are annoying. And now, being who he is, he kind of messed up, the future for his actual daughter. Like, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't care about her. So now don't make me feel try to make me feel sorry for them or understanding their past. No, the current people did not do anything to them. It was the old king who did something to them. So I don't I don't want to hear that. They took revenge on the wrong people, and now they deserve what's coming to them. And like all of episode 19, you pretty much got the king who, every time he gets mad, his health gets worse. And like, I'm like, why don't you split the job with the crown prince? Why aren't you both doing the work? Like, so now he got worse, towards the end, the crown prince became the king and he's going to rest. But I don't like the way they're ending it. And I'm like, I thought they did like a whole 180 on the crown prince's character. Because you mean to tell me the woman who raised you pretty much as her son, you're gonna turn your back on her? The king was gonna save her. So why can't you save her? You're telling me you're gonna keep her in confinement, and then your brother, even though I don't like him, I don't like the choices that he's made, but you're telling me you're gonna strip him of his title? Strip him of his title and um make him live as a commoner. I'm like, what the? He's already kicked out of the He's already kicked out of the palace. Why do you need to go after him? I don't know, but I don't like the way this is ending. It's weird. It's against his character. The person that we've just been with for, the past 18 episodes, the one who takes the high road every time, now is like, oh, when he was talking to the grandpa, oh, I don't care about the queen and my brother. All I care about is this country and my father. And I'm like, okay, but your mom, what does the queen have to do with your country? Like, what the fuck? You can, you can figure out something to save her. The king was gonna do it, so why can't you do it? So now in the preview, it's showing that the brother's gonna come and force a rebellion against him. And I'm like, it's the last freaking episode. It's the last episode. Can't we just get peace? Like, why do that? And then they're gonna push it up so much, all this drama, and then give you that whack ass ending where it's like, oh, a year later, and then bloop. Okay, so we already know the girl can't be, can't marry him because, because of her father. The king was like, when he was talking to her, oh, he needs someone with power because with if he marries her, obviously her father um is a traitor, so he can't really marry her. So it's like, okay, well, you both claim to love each other, so now how are we going to fix this, huh? So are you telling me that he doesn't want to be king because he loves her so much, so now he's antagonizing the brother to form a rebellion? like what the fuck? I knew I should have stopped watching this show. Like watching this show gets my blood pressure up because it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, who wrote this shit? Like, um, like the people acting it out. Like, you don't have an opinion. You don't say certain things. Like, they're dragging this on way too much. It obviously didn't need to be 20 episodes. And now in the final episode, when things are supposed to be like closing up, wrap it up. But no, you're starting even more drama. And it's like, why? Why? I just finished watching episode 20. So I do want to say, okay, that was probably like a cliffhanger that they try to get people at. So in episode 19, they made, the crown prince do a full 180 um, was when he became king, right? So episode 20 started pretty much the same way. But they showed you that scene with him and his father when his father's gonna go to the new palace to recover. They showed you the flashback scene of him asking, the son to take care of his brother and his mother. So, which is why I'm like, okay, well, why are you saying that you are going to, take his title away and send your mom somewhere else, right? So when the grand prince came to him, to ask him about everything, he was like, they were screaming, he was yelling, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And everyone outside was like, what is going on? Is he like a tyrant king now? Like what is going on? So then they kind of showed you this scene where it's like, okay, he's faking it. He told his brother like that's his plan. He's trying to weed out the bad people. So him and his brother were in on it to fool everyone, right? That they were not against that they were against each other, which is also to fool the grand prince's grandfather, because the the inspector general got them freed, and now they are out and they're planning the rebellion. So it's very similar to what I said, where like, it was his plan for the grand prince to do the rebellion and then become king, because that's exactly what happened. It just didn't happen in like the extreme where it was actually the grand prince who was leading it. So right before, the night of the rebellion, it was supposed to be, the inspector general, the mayor, and the left state um counselor who are leading this thing, right? But one of the people, one of the chiefs were missing or something. So the inspector general got word that he's missing because he went to go kill the um the queen dowager. So he, the because of that, the inspector general wasn't there, right? He went to go save the queen dowager. So while they're preparing to go do the rebellion, they were like taking a drink, but the drink was filled with poison, and it was it was the grand prince's guy who did it. So now, so now they couldn't fight when the king who used to be the crown prince, when he came, right? And everyone there was arrested. So that's when the grand prince came out and was like, told his grandpa like, I told you, like, I'm not on your side, right? And and it's funny because to get him on his side, he kidnapped the girl. And I'm like, what is it? Like, what is y'all problem? Like, I get it. He likes her, but she doesn't like him. Get that through your head. But they felt like they could control him because they had the girl, right? So that's when the grandpa was like, oh, you're going to betray me? I'm going to kill your little girlfriend. And then that's when the king was like, called her out, and she was like right next to him, and then that's when the grandpa finally like surrendered, right? But as if he had a choice, he was pretty much drugged, right? So that same night, because the king finds out that the crown prince, let's just call him the crown prince, because the crown prince finds out that the inspector general is missing, he him his um and his bodyguard went back, right? But the grand prince wanted to go too, and he was like, well, who's going to take over for me if you go as well, and something happens? So he's like, stay behind and coordinate everything. So when he gets back to the palace, like the guy is fighting with, you know, with the inspector general. The inspector general is almost like on the brink of death because he took the stabbing for the queen dowager, right, protecting her and whatnot. So that's when the other people run away when the king was coming, when the crown prince was coming. So like you see the inspector general get on his knees to be like, save the queen dowager, she didn't do any of this, it was my fault. It was a lot of crying, and you could see the crown prince wanted to cry as well, right? So after the guy died, like he like took his last breath, and the queen dowager came next to him and started like crying as well. He was like, listen everyone, the queen dowager died when the attackers came to get her, blah blah blah, right? And I was like, and I was actually surprised. I actually shed a tear in this moment, and I was like, oh, why am I crying? They're the bad guys, they're the whole reason this whole flipping shit is happening, right? um but yeah, so but it didn't matter anyway, because after she gave birth to the child that she had, she passed away. So it kind of gave you like a 9 month time frame. So she passed away, they buried them. I mean, he's ultimately, it showed you his nice side, because even after everything they've done, he, the crown prince slash king, he went and he buried them in a place. You know, he allowed her to survive and go away from the palace. Um, and then, yeah, he buried them together. And then the lady who was so devoted, the court lady, she said she wanted to follow the Buddhist religion, which I don't know if that meant she killed herself or if that meant that she just stayed where they were to like watch over them or something like that, which the king granted to her. Um, but the thing is, now the king and the girl were now raising the the child from the inspector. Technically, she was raising her sister, right? But I should also say that the grand prince did get his own punishment, right? So he's the crown prince who became king, right? While he was king, he's trying to change some things, right? So he's changing the fact that there's a marriage ban when the king is supposed to get married. So remember, that's the whole reason why she had to marry the old king, because there was a marriage ban while he because the other one took too long. There was a marriage ban while that king wanted to get married, so that's why he took the girl away from him, because he wanted her. So this time around, he canceled the marriage ban. So since he canceled the marriage ban, there wasn't a lot of ladies coming in front of him. But everybody in the room knew that he wasn't interested in marrying any one of them. So like he was like, next, 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 next. But he only did it because his father was like, if you don't get married, I'm not going to take the antidote. So the inspector general left the antidote for the father, right? He's like, if you don't get married, I'm not gonna drink it. So he just did the whole process to please his father, right? But he wasn't planning on marrying any one of them. So the next time he got in front of the court people, you know, they were like, they kept pleading for the grand prince and the queen to get death, right? Because of association. And they kept pleading for the other girl to get death as well. So he was like, no. And then that's when he pointed at his hammer. And then um and then that's when, like, I don't remember what happened, but ultimately what he did was he banished he oh yeah, he was like, if they're guilty, right, because that's their grandfather, technically you would claim me guilty as well because he's my brother, right? Because if you're saying that he's guilty because his grandpa was guilty, the queen is guilty because her father was guilty, then you're saying that I'm guilty because, and the king is guilty because that's his son and that's my brother. So, and then the court people were like, no, 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 that's not what we're saying. And then he was like, well, then I guess you should abolish guilty by association, right? So they abolished guilty by association. So cleared that cleared the grand prince, that cleared the queen, and that also cleared the girl because she was um she was put somewhere because her father was a traitor, right? But then that cleared her because she didn't do anything. So she got reinstated and she went to the king, like the grand king, the father, and he was like, okay, well, now tell me what it is you wanted, right? Because I can grant you your wish. She says um she wants to heal people, right? She wants to be a doctor, she wants to heal people. So with that in mind means that she can't become queen, right? Since she's reinstated, she technically could have became queen if she wanted, right? But she doesn't want to be queen. She wants to help people. So now he's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna be king anymore. The the crown prince is like, I'm not gonna be king anymore. I'm gonna let my brother be king. So he went and he called his brother on the thing. He didn't even say it himself. He just left him a note saying, "Oh, guess what? You're the new king now." He's like, "What? Are you kidding me?" So I feel like that was his punishment for all the bullshit he did throughout the season because he went to become the crown prince. Now is, instead of being king, he went to become a secret royal the secret royal investigator, like that other show. So they're solving crime, right? And then while the girl is healing people, but the thing is, it's five of them who are working together now. I thought they were gonna give that guy a girlfriend, but apparently not. It's five of them. So it's the crown prince, his bodyguard, the girl and her servant, and then her bodyguard. So um so the five of them are like going around, but she was the one who ran first to hit all those people. So it was like, so when all the notes came back to the grand prince, who's now the king, he's like, are you kidding me? He beat up those people again. Now I have to take care of it. So like he did not want to do that. He was so tired of cleaning up after them. So like then they showed you the final scene where it's sometime later where they have their own baby because the grand king and the queen dowager now, so the one who used to be the queen, she um like they came to where they were working and they just went past the crown prince and they were like, oh baby, baby. So I'm like, I didn't even know they had a baby. So like I'm like, wait, they're excited over the queen dowager's baby? Like that makes no sense. And then I'm like, oh, it's a boy. It's a new baby. They're saying, oh, my grandchild. Da, 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 da. So I was like, okay, so that's some time passed and whatnot. And you see the the bodyguard is like, sir, your highness, the 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 king is on his way. He's like, why? You're like, why do you think? So like he took the girl and started running, and then the other one was the king was like running after him, and then that's when they stopped. But I think that the ending made up for all the bullshit that they put us throughout the entire season. I mean, yeah, like I said, like that was his punishment to become king, because in reality, the Grand Prince never wanted to become king. It was like a bunch of work for him, right? He wanted to live his life, but it was because of how his grandpa was filling his head. That's why. That's how he. But then when the girl told him the truth about, the reason your mom and your brother didn't want you to become king was because to become the crown prince was because your grandpa said he would kill your dad in order for you to become king. And which is crazy because in the end, he became king anyway. So, like, and the grandpa got his head chopped off. And I'm like, if you had just done what you needed to do the proper way and stop letting greed get in your head, you would have seen your grandson become king. But like now you don't. Like it's crazy, right? So I'm happy that the end ended up the way it did because it was funny, it was humorous, so it made up for all the going on in the previous episodes. And then like yeah, I was saying like I did wish they kind of gave the other guy a girlfriend, or at least like not a girlfriend but like the suggestion that he was gonna become a girlfriend, because the bodyguard was like, is he gonna be traveling with us all the time? He's like, yeah, he's gonna go. The girl was like, yeah, he's gonna go wherever my lady goes. And I was like, so I think it would have worked out that way. But yeah, stay tuned for my rating for the entire show. And this wraps up our journey on the Review Garden. Thank you for joining me today as we explored this drama. If you enjoyed this reaction and review, please remember to subscribe for more insightful videos. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps our channel grow. As always, I'm truly grateful for your support and for joining me on this journey on the Review Garden. Until next time, and happy listening. Bye.